Oscar Wilde once said, "I regard the theatre as the greatest of all art forms, the most immediate way in which a human being can share with another the sense of what it is to be a human being." Theatre, in its different shades, exists all across the world. In India, particularly, it takes several shapes from those of the established forms to new experimental ones. Theatre for a social cause and theatre for mass entertainment. This documentary focuses on the survival of theatre in the post industrial global village in which we live today.
We're wired all the time, right? And but she says that with this feeling of always being together, always in touch, one tweet away, one status update away from the rest of humanity, our sense is that we're part of a community, but actually we're alone.
A well known theatre actor in Chennai today, Akhila Ramnarayan was a scholar of post colonial studies in the United States, but left her life there to pursue her passion for theatre.
Theatre is a medium that can help restore our feeling of community and our ability to bear the loneliness of the human condition. I think that is the role it ought to fulfill, and it can fulfill. That's the promise.
Apart from proscenium theatre, street plays for social change are gaining momentum. Specifically aimed at spreading awareness, they have become a major part of theatre's function as a medium of raising one's voice.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Theatre is really for people who want to raise their voices in protest. I would say I do theatre because I want to resist, and then I'd say I resist, therefore I am. So you can go on. It's about raising questions, raising awareness.
Balakrishnan, a theatre director working with the Chennai-based group called Theatre Nisha, had a different story to tell about the social role of theatre and its roots.
Theatre started by itself belonging to the classes. It didn't belong to the masses. And theatre was always patronized. It had its patrons in kings, rich people, be it the Greek theatre where the merchant class was basically sponsoring the entire Greek festival, or it be in the Indian culture. Theatre always had patrons. It was much later that theatre started being used also as a medium of social relevance, or to give messages, or to educate.
Used variously as a medium of entertainment or a way to resist, theatre today struggles to survive in an arena where profit making reigns supreme. Owing to exorbitant rent prices that auditoriums ask for, ticket prices have gone up, further leading to more empty seats. With additional costs of lighting, sound, makeup, and costumes, and virtually no state support, theatre groups can barely hope to survive.
So abysmal. You get nothing. Some states do allot some money. Now Madhya Pradesh has started a drama school, and I think they're doing something. But that is a drop in the ocean.
Another such drop in the ocean is Spaces. Conveniently located near the Besan Nagar beach in Chennai, it is one such place that offers free rehearsal space to all theatre groups and doesn't charge a ticket price for performances.
The whole idea is to do what the name says, to have a space for the arts and a space for nature. And
Spaces started as a platform to encourage various different art forms. The amphitheatre like open auditorium is mostly dedicated to theatrical performances, while the other spaces are used up for promotion of different art forms like music, handicrafts, and the like. Although Spaces has been able to keep going despite a lack of corporate or state funding, other such places are not that lucky.
the first, because of what could be called official disdain and official carelessness, which does not provide the necessary infrastructure for the arts. All arts need space. So essentially just a place that allows artists to come and work. Just now, for example, there is a rehearsal going on by a leading Tamil theatre group in Chennai called Pariksha, led by a very well-known writer and theatre guy called Gyani. who they've been working for 40 years in the city, but they don't have a place where they can rehearse.
What does she know about Firang tourists who come to see what it's like to do it with tribal women?
Arthur Miller aptly said once, "The theatre is so endlessly fascinating because it's so accidental. It's so much like life itself."
I think the function of theatre per se is to create a communion between the people on stage, whom we shall call the actors, and the people who are watching them, the spectators. So between them, a communion is created.
Different shapes, shades, and forms of theatre still survive because its practitioners refuse to let go of this medium of expression, which is essential to our very being.
Theatre was so much a part of our lives, our civilization, our development as human beings, and particularly I think our development as questioning human beings.
The art form that has served for centuries not only as an essential part of the cultural life through civilizations, but also as a social medium of resistance, is under threat today. And soon enough, it will be us who will be in the spotlight when theatre will need saving from withering away, unable to cope with the demands of an apathetic world busy in profit making.